Chris Weidman has only got himself to blame for that fight being finished. It appeared initially that it was two illegal strikes, so Weidman thought he had 5 minutes. But come on, man, talk about an Oscar-winning performance. He was laying it on thick. He thought he had 5 minutes, but he was rolling around on the floor, clutching his head, saying, "Ah." He was putting on a real performance here. He even rolled back from being on his knees to his backside. Because he was acting so hurt and injured, the commission said, "No, you're not continuing to fight." So they called it a TKO. I don't know if that was the right decision, but Weidman was trying to win via disqualification, or at the very most trying to get a point deducted from Mousasi. These were the words of middleweight champion Michael Bisping. He's obviously commenting on the recent fight between Chris Weidman and Gegard Mousasi. It was a controversial finish, and obviously we can see from the replays that the two knees were legal, as he said. And I do sort of agree with him. Weidman, if he'd have got up straight away afterwards, taken like 20 seconds and said, "Yeah, okay, let's fight," then all of that stuff wouldn't have happened. But he did act on it quite a lot. He was clearly tired. I'm not sure he was trying to win by disqualification, but he was definitely taking some time. You could see how gassed he was at the end of the first round, coming out for the second. He looked really, really tired, and I think he was definitely trying to take a break. Obviously, I'm not inside his mind, so there's a good chance. Good chance. There's a possibility he was trying to get Musasi disqualified, or as Bisping said, at least get a point deducted. If he was doing that, that's definitely not good signs for Weidman. If he's got to a point where he's willing to act on act, act a little bit to try and get some time, or get his opponent in trouble, that's not good. It's definitely not the fighter we saw against Anderson Silva. That bloke, I don't think ever would have done anything like that. He seemed like a real hard-working wrestler. He just seemed like a typical gritty wrestler who would fight for anything, but he definitely didn't seem himself. Maybe those two losses and the brutality of the knockouts, maybe they have played a big part, because he's sustained a lot of damage in both of them. He's been really beaten up in his last three fights now. Because if you look at any of the pictures after the Musashi fight, he sustained a fair amount of damage. His face was quite messed up. So that's three fights in a row now where he's taken quite a lot of damage. And once again, he's lost the fight due to a stupid mistake. He did this in his last two. He threw the wheel kick. He also tried to go for that back leg takedown and got kneed in the face. So once again, he's gone for a half-assed takedown, got caught with double underhooks, and then starts getting kneed in the head. And yeah, rather than try and get out of it, he just tried to touch the floor. He tried to play the game, play the rules, and it worked against him in the end. I think at first he seemed to only be putting one down, and it's like he didn't. It's like his body had automatically gone back into the old way of thinking of, if I've got one hand down, he can't hit me. And then he got hit with the one, and then got his second one down, but obviously it got pulled up, and yeah, it got kneed again. But if he'd have just tried standing up and fighting Musasi off rather than touching the floor so he can't get hit, which, let's be honest, isn't going to work in a real fight. If you've got two hands on the floor, someone's not going to go, "No, I'm not going to knee you in the face now." No, they're going to keep kneeing you in the head and think you're a dickhead for not trying to stop him. So it is his own fault, really. And like I said, if he'd have just got up a minute afterwards, after he'd regained a little bit of breath, got a bit of his stamina back, then this wouldn't have been a problem. But the fact he was rolling around, and I wouldn't really say rolling around, but he was definitely making a big deal out of it. He's a tough guy, and I'm sure you can see when someone's visibly hurt, and I think he was just tired, to be honest. But yeah, Bisping's come out and said all this. He'll probably get a rise from Weidman. They tend to go back and forth quite a lot. But lately, Bisping's been going off on everyone, so I guess he's just trying to rile everyone in the division up. It makes for good telly and will make him money if he does get past GSP, whoever else he fights. So yeah, I think it's clever from Bisping winding all these people up. It's going to be good for him, but definitely worrying for Weidman because I do agree that he was playing on it, and that seems out of character to me. But yeah, let me know what you think. Drop your comments below. Give us a like, and cheers for listening.